Zugzwang, German for compulsion to move, pronounced Zugzwang, is a situation found in chess and other turn-based games wherein one player is put at a disadvantage because of their obligation to make a move. A player is said to be in Zugzwang when any legal move will worsen their position. The word comes from German Zug, move, plus Zwang, compulsion, so that Zugzwang means being forced to make a move. After rook e3, knight g1, king f5, king d4, king f4 puts black in Zugzwang. Since king c4, king g3, king d4, rook e1 and white win. The concept of Zugzwang is also seen in this endgame study. The only way for white to win is 1. Rook a1, king capture a1, king c2, placing black in Zugzwang. The only legal move is 2. g5, whereupon white promotes a pawn first and then checkmates with h capture g5, h4, g6, h3, g7, h2, g8 equals queen, h1 equals queen, queen g7 checkmate. The next position illustrated that after white plays king c3, black is obliged to move his rook from his king, which gives you an opportunity of taking his rook by a double check, or making him mate. Paul Morphy is credited with composing the position illustrated, while still a young boy. After 1. Rook a6, black is in Zugzwang and must allow mate on the next move with 1. B capture a6, b7 checkmate or 1. Bishop moves, rook capture a7 checkmate. Zugzwang most often occurs in the endgame when the number of pieces, and so the number of possible moves, is reduced, and the exact move chosen is often critical. In this diagram shows the simplest possible example of Zugzwang. If it is white's move, they must either stalemate black with 1. King c6 or abandon the pawn, allowing 1. King capture c7 with a draw. If it is black's move, the only legal move is 1. King b7, which allows white to win with 2. King d7 followed by queening the pawn on the next move. The next diagram is another simple example. Black, on move, must allow white to play king c5 or king e5, when white wins one or more pawns and can advance their own pawn toward promotion. White, on move, must retreat their king, when black is out of danger. The squares d4 and d6 are corresponding squares. Whenever the white king is on d4 with white to move, the black king must be on d6 to prevent the advance of the white king. In many cases, the player having the move can put the other player in Zugzwang by using triangulation. This often occurs in king and pawn endgames. Pieces other than the king can also triangulate to achieve Zugzwang, such as in the Philidor position. Zugzwang is a mainstay of chess compositions and occurs frequently in endgame studies. In this position, black is in Zugzwang because he would rather not move, but he must. A king move would lose the knight, while a knight move would allow the passed pawn to advance. The game continued. 1. Nf3, h6, knight g5, king g6 and black is again in Zugzwang. The game ended shortly, because the pawn will slip through and promote, knight f3 h7 knight e5 check king f6. 1-0 white win. In the position shown, white has just gotten his king to a6, where it attacks the black pawn on b6, tying down the black king to defend it. White now needs to get his bishop to f7 or e8 to attack the pawn on g6. Play continued. 1. Knight c8, bishop d5 knight e7, bishop c4. Knight c6, bishop f7 knight e7. Now the bishop is able to make a tempo move. It is able to move while still attacking the pawn on g6, and preventing the black king from moving to c6. 2. Bishop e8 and black is in Zugzwang. Knights are unable to lose a tempo, so moving the knight would allow the bishop to capture the kingside pawns. The black king must give way. King d8, bishop capture g6, knight capture g6, king capture b6, king d7, king capture c5 and white has a winning position. Either one of white's queenside pawns will promote or the white king will attack and win the black kingside pawns and a kingside pawn will promote. Black resigns 7 moves later. Zugzwang usually works in favor of the stronger side, but sometimes it aids the defense. In this position, it saves the game for the defense. 1. King c4. Reciprocal Zugzwang. Knight c3 King b4 Reciprocal Zugzwang again. King d3 Bishop g7 Reciprocal Zugzwang again. King c2 Bishop h6. King d3 Bishop g7. Knight d5 check King capture a4. King e4 King b5. King f5 King c5. King g6 Bishop d4. Knight f4 King d6. h6 King e7. h7 Bishop b2. This position is a draw and the players agreed to a draw a few moves later.